Hey there folks, how's it going? Welcome to week 2 for this month. We were working on this tune Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. Hopefully you've had some time this week to be able to really solidify those basic skills that we need for this tune. You're memorizing the chords that you need, especially the chords in the order that they appear. So you're really locking in those progressions and getting them down. And then also the couple of rhythms that we introduced last week, right? One of them was, a more empty rhythm that we represent for parts of the bridge and the verse, right? Only 3 sounds per measure. It gets a little busier during the bridge, and then we're starting to introduce this more, this bigger sounding rhythm that we're going to use in the chorus of this piece. Cool? All right, let's review the chord shapes that we need to know for this tune. First one is a D minor, 2, 2, 1, and 0. I'm playing this with a bar with the middle finger, but you can always use your ring finger on the G string and the C string at the same time. 2, 2, 1, and 0 like this. And then C chord 0, 0, 0, 3. That shouldn't be a problem for most people. And that chord shape, or those 2 chord shapes, we're just going to pivot between in the verse section, back and forth between D minor and C. Let's give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lying in my bed, I hear. Right? Just pivoting back and forth between those 2 chords. Remember, that's what we need to be able to do with the left hand. Let's go ahead and review what the right hand does with the rhythm. What we're going to do is play on beat 1, and then on beat 2, we're going to miss, catch the up strum after 1, and then we're going to wait till beat 4 to strum down again. Sounds like this. 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, down, up, down, down, miss, up, miss, down, down, good, down, up, down, down. Let's try it with the chords. Here we go. D minor, switch here on the up strum. Minor, switch here on the up strum. Good. D minor, switch here on the up strum. D minor, switch here. Yeah, beautiful. 2 fingers on the D minor if you want. Beautiful. Let's try 4 more rotations. Here we go. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock ticking. Think of you, caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Beautiful. Now when we get into the bridge, we're going to change the rhythm slightly. Remember, what we're doing is now playing down, down, up, and the rest of the measure is empty. Right? This is what we're going to use when we're switching between chords. And then for one of these measures, we're actually going to introduce a new rhythm today, right? Down, down, up. Let's give it a try. Here we go. F to G, 1, 2, 2, 0, 1, 0 for our F chord, 0, 3, 2, 3 for our, 0, 2, 3, 2 for our G chord, and then 0, 4, 3, and 2 for our E minor. Cool? Remember, our progression goes F to G, E minor to F. And then it goes F to G, and then a full measure of E minor. For now, what we'll do is we'll just play that as a whole note, right? Remember, our rhythm sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. So all we're doing is really hitting the switch on the up strum, and then we're leaving the rest of the rhythm blank. Let's try F to G. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Flashback. Try that one more time. F to G, down, down, switch. E to F. Good. F to G, and then full measure on E minor. Beautiful. Now let's go to the second half of the bridge, which we're going to play. Suitcase, down, down, up on F and G. We're basically repeating E minor and F. Memories. Now, here for our first bridge, this is the only place we're going to do this. We're going to do a half note on F, time after, half note on F, and moving to G. Remember, that we're going to kind of break out of the rhythm for a second and get into that sound. So let's try that whole bridge, yeah? 1, 2, ready, here we go. F to G. Flashback. let's just leave that E minor whole measure. And then we're going to go F to G. Beautiful. E minor to F. Nice. And then we hold F half note, G half note, and then we're back into the verse. Cool. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, and ready. Here we go. Flashback. E minor F. Warm nights. F to G. Almost left behind. E minor full measure. 3, 4. F to G. Kind of repeating here. E minor to F. Beautiful. Half note F. I'm after. Just like that, right? Okay, so that is what we're doing for the verse and the bridge. A lot of empty space in those rhythms, and really we're only changing one thing between the verse and the chorus, right? We're moving our down strum from beat 4, leaving that whole second half empty, and we're moving it to beat 2 to create a little bit more movement. All right, let us get into what the rhythm we need for the chorus sounds like, all right? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a visual. Remember, this handout can help with some of the important information that you need for this tune, right? I'm going to go to the beginner handout here, and we'll put it up on screen. All right, so this is our beginner handout. Our first rhythm is the verse, obviously, and yeah, first rhythm is the verse here, that first line. And remember, where our chord change happens, our chord change happens here on the and of 2 when we're switching between D minor and C. Now, when we're playing in the bridge, what we're playing is this little moment here. And instead of playing the second half like we do in the chorus, what we're doing is just repeating this. So we're playing down, down, up again, right? And we're changing F to G, right? And then we're repeating again E minor to F, right? F to G, and then this is the whole rhythmic line that we're going to use for this one moment in the bridge. Now, this is just a reference to the rhythm that you'll actually be using in the chorus. So let's go ahead and learn that now. Now, what you need to be aware of here is these 2 up strums, right? We play up on the and of 2, and then we play up on the and of 3. Now, that might seem simple enough, but when we're really trying to internalize how this rhythm feels while we're moving, it can be a little bit more tricky to do it right in the middle, or right in the moment. That's what I meant to say. So right in the moment, while you're trying to think about all these things, what direction you're trying to move, it's really important to understand that the most important thing is when you play, right? And so if I think about playing an up strum, I really need to make sure that I have just a quarter note between the next up strum, right? And if we're actually moving our hands consistently like this, 1 and 2, and then what happens is my up strums naturally start to become divided this way. Go ahead and try that. Just up strums in a row like this, right? Beautiful. Okay, now let's go ahead and play that first half of the rhythm. We play 1, 2, and. Now, where most people get stuck is this up strum here. They freeze, and then they realize they need to do another up strum, so they move quickly back down and then try to catch that up strum, and most of the time they're not in time. So what I want to try is this. I want to play 1, 2, and right after I let my hand naturally drop and then catch another up strum. See if you can try that. 1, 2, and just like that. 1, 2, and 2 more times. 1, 2, and. Now that you're here, all you're going to do is finish natural motion in time, right? So it sounds like 1, 2, and 4, and repeat. Good. So make sure you just don't stop after this first up strum. Let your hand come down. That way you're right in time to catch the second half of the rhythm. And remember, it's really important when you play, right? So I'm playing cool. Now that we've got that rhythm, let's go over how to add that into the bridge. Remember, our first ones, we're going to be kind of playing the first half of the rhythm, leaving the second half empty. You'll say, go slow, right? F to G. And now when we go to the E minor, we're going to use this rhythm. Da, 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 da. Let's see if we can try it together. 2, 3, bridge. You say, measure on the E minor, so I'm using that rhythm. Down, down, up, up, down, up. Beautiful. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. You say, go slow. Beautiful. F to G. F fall behind. Full measure E minor, so we switch that. We go down, down, up, up, down, up. Let's go ahead and go to the second half. F to G, E minor to F. Beautiful. Memories. And just in this first bridge, we play a half note on F. Time after. And then we're back into the verse for verse 2. Cool. We'll do that one more time, but this time we'll have a little visual of our bridge section. And remember, the thing that you're seeing in red right here, F to G, first bridge, we're only going to include that for this round of it, right? Between verse 1 and verse 2. 1, 2, and ready, here we go. F to G, good. E minor to F, beautiful. F to G, E minor, full measure, so I do that other rhythm, and then F to G, beautiful. E minor to F, nice. And then we're gonna go half note on F, half note on G, and then here we're going bridge to to verse and not bridge to chorus. Cool? All right, let's go ahead and apply that rhythmic pattern that we were doing, this one, and let's add the chords that we need for the chorus. We play a G chord, 0, 2, 3, 2. We play an A minor chord, and now right in this moment here, we're going to play F and G. They're going to be half notes, but this time we're going to be half notes just like they were in the bridge, right? So we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our last chord in the measure is a C, and we're going to go back into our rhythm, right? So we go G, 2, 3. If you're lost, you can look. A minor, you will find me. F, half note, time. G, half note to time, and then into C, just like that. Beautiful. Let's get a visual up here. Oh, and for those of you that need a little bit of help with these chords, remember a G chord, 0, 2, 3, and 2. That's what the picture looks like over there. And then the A minor chord is here at the end. Yeah, 0, 2, 0, 0, and 0. Let's go ahead and work that chord change for a little bit. Yeah, we'll go G, 0, 2, 3, and 2. Now, what needs to happen here is my middle finger needs to make it all the way to the other side of the fretboard. You notice how I'm on the correct fret, 2nd fret, but I am on the wrong side of the fretboard, so I just need to jump that middle finger from the bottom string straight up to the top. Go ahead and just practice that movement a little bit. And here I'm not flexing into the chord, I'm just dropping the shape lightly, so that way I can just practice the movement. See how my middle finger just hops all the way from the bottom string to the top string, just like that. 0, 2, 3, and 2, hop up to the A minor. Just a few rotations of that, and then we'll try whole notes. 2, 3, 4, G, 2, and ready, hop up, 2, and ready, hop down. Beautiful. Ready, hop up. Okay, so we go G, A minor, and then we're gonna go F. Now, you'll notice from the A minor, if I just put my pointer finger down on the first fret of the E string, I've got my F chord, 2, 0, 1, and 0. Now from here, I need to move from the F to the G, right? And so since my middle finger is there, I just need to do that reverse movement. I need to drop it from the top string straight to the bottom. Now once I'm here, I can stack the middle finger right above it, same fret, and then there's a little gap or a hole here on my E string. I can put that ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the E string, and I've got my G chord. Cool, let's try some whole notes between F and G. 2, 3, 4, F, 2, ready, G. Beautiful. One more time, F, 2, and ready, switch. Nice. Last time, here we go. F, 2, 3, and 4. Good. And F. Remember, middle finger's just doing this little switch from the bottom of the fretboard to the top of the fretboard, right? There's the F, and here's my G. My last chord in the sequence is a C, which is super easy. That ring finger just drops one string to the A string. Cool? So let's try that whole progression. We'll do whole notes first. Whole notes and half notes, right? 1, 2, ready. Here we go. And G. 3, 4, A minor. 2, 3, 4. Half note F. 1, 2. Switch G. And full measure on C. Cool? Let's try it again. If you're lost, you can look, and you, A minor, will find me. F and G. Time after time to a full measure of C. You can find I will be waiting. F and G. Beautiful. Time after time. Nicely done. Cool. So for the chorus, we're doing 4 repeats of that chord progression, and then we're done. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull the visual up just so we can see it. Oops. Wrong angle there. And there is our chorus progression. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you look, A minor will find me. F and G. Time after time. Beautiful. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. F and G. Here we go. Time after time. Nice. All right, let's give it a try with our rhythm. Remember, if this is a little bit too soon for you, jumping into integrating your right hand and your left hand just means you need more time with the strum pattern, right? And remember that you guys practice these independently, right? Anytime I'm introducing new skills, you notice how I'm not too quick to combine them. But, you know, just because of time constrictions with class, obviously I can't just teach a strum pattern for, you know, an entire half hour or entire 45 minutes. So we want to, you know, kind of bombard you with information, but just know that when you go to practice on your own, you can always do both of those things independently, right? You can practice your right hand and your left separately. You're going to see a lot faster line towards your muscle memory, a lot straighter line without so much distraction, right? Okay, let's give it a try with our rhythm. 1, 2, just our right hand. Here we go. Remind yourself of how this feels. And again, if you don't have this locked in, then choose to do one, right? You can either play the strum pattern with me with covered strings while I'm moving between the chords, or you can just practice the chord changes and know you're going to put more time into the chord progression or the right hand pattern later, right? Here we go. G with the strum. 1, 2, and A minor. Now for F, we're going to pull the half note. 1, 2, switch, 4, and back to the rhythm. Good. You can look. A minor. You will find me. Half note F. Time. Half note G. Time to C. Good. And if you fall, I'll catch. I will be waiting. F to G. Half note. Time F. Back to the rhythm for C. Beautiful. All right, let's try it with this visual. A minor will find me. F and G. Here we go. Time after time. One more time for the chorus. Fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. F and G. 1, 2, 3, 4, and C. Nicely done. Okay, cool. Let's see, how much time would we have? Probably just a little bit more. I just want to let's just go overview, yeah? Let's start to map out how we use all of these elements to our advantage, okay? I'll kind of try to keep the progressions up top so we can visualize them. So for our verse progression, remember we are moving back and forth between D minor and C. This is our first rhythm that we learned. Nice and big empty. D minor, C, might, dun, dun. Okay, so that's going to be here, verse 1. Now what we're going to do is move into our first bridge. Remember, in our first bridge, what we're doing is splitting the measure, the same time in the measure, but we're filling in the sound a little bit. Instead of playing what we're doing is playing down, down, up, switching to the chord, and then leaving the second half empty. That's going to happen in each of these measures that get shared. And then what happens when we go to the E minor, we're going to give our little glimpse into the chorus strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, right? We're going to use that pattern for this one moment. And then what we do in between this bridge, right here, time after, into this verse, we're going to add this little half note of F and half note of G. Cool? Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick, big and empty, and think of you. Beautiful. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Let's switch our rhythm a little. Flashback, empty, to warm nights almost left behind. Nice. Other rhythm. Suitcase of memories. Nice. Half note time after. Cool. And then this verse is going to go exactly the same way. So let's talk about what changes in the second bridge. You'll kind of notice here, suitcase of memories, one line with a comma, and then these words after, time after. It actually looks a little different here. The second hand unwinds, the melody changes slightly, and what we do is we actually just omit this. You just don't play this. Okay, so you play the bridge as you know it, but after F, G, E minor, F, you're going to switch into the chorus where you change rhythms and get into that G, A minor, F and G, and C, right? Okay, so I'll show you how that second bridge goes. 2, 3, and you say, this is all the same. Go slow, F, fall, B, full measure. We strum this out, and then the second hand unwinds, right? Now you can kind of hear how the second hand unwinds. That melody takes us into a different place, which is going into the chorus. And you look and you will find me. Cool. Let's try that bridge together. Second one. 2, 3, 4. Then you say, nice and empty. Go slow. Nice. A fall, B, E minor, full measure. Nice. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, and then we change rhythms right there. You'll find me, F and G. Time after time. Nice. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Cool. So you might notice that once you play through that, you've kind of gone through the chord progression, but remember your repeats, right? This repeat symbol here and this repeat symbol here saves me a little bit of space on my handout. I don't have to type the chorus out twice. I mean, just play it again, right? So play that whole thing over again. Cool? All right, let's give it a try from the top, and then we'll call it for today. 1, 2, ready, and lying in my bed, I hear good. The clock ticking, think of you, caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. A little more full. F to G, leave this half empty. E to F, beautiful. F to G, E minor, full measure, nice. And then suitcase, E minor to F, memories, beautiful. And remember, this bridge, we're going to do half note F, time, half note G, and then we're back into verse 2. Sometime you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead. Good. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said. Bridge 2, little different because of that ending missing. You say, go slow, beautiful. And a fall, B, full measure, E minor, change the rhythm. Yeah, good. And then the second hand unwinds. Nice. And then guess where we're into the chorus. If you're lost, you can look, and A minor will find me, F and G. Time after time, back into the rhythm on C. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting, F and G. Time after time, good. Repeat. If lost, you can look, and you will find me, F and G. Time after time, nice. If you fall, I will catch you, I will be waiting. Time after time, nice. And then there it says interlude riff. What I want you to know is, even though that we don't know these riff sections, we don't know the intro riff, we don't know this interlude yet, it doesn't mean you can't play the song. You actually have all of the information. You have the rhythmic ideas that you need for a verse, bridge, and a chorus, and you have all the chord progressions that you need. So really make sure that you can play this through. You're kind of following, you're starting to create this overview map being able to play it from beginning to end, knowing how these building blocks go together. And you can just omit the intro riff and the outro riff for now. Just leave them empty, and we'll learn how to do those next week. Next week, we're also going to be focusing a little bit on singing and playing. So if the only thing you have is some of the strumming and some of the chords, don't worry. We're going to put more of it together, and just know you just need more repetition, right? It's really about muscle memory. And if you don't have muscle memory yet, everything's going to kind of feel like a struggle. And especially if you're adding layers, like being able to sing on top of things, it's going to make things like exponentially more difficult, right? So keep that in mind. Be sure to tune in next week, and yeah, we will see you then. Thanks so much for joining me, and yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already.